I just like to make a small intervention about Vietnam, because we spoke about reunification of Germany, we spoke about the province of Korea, but there has been also a process of reunification in Vietnam. Of course, those are, like Isabelle told us, those are very, very different processes. But perhaps we have to learn something also of what happened in Vietnam. Vietnam, of course, the reunification was the fruit of the war. And of course, the struggle in Vietnam was a very legitimate one, because the separation of the two Vietnams was also the result of imperialist policy. When the reunification came about, it has been a very difficult process, of course. Difficult for many reasons, not only the fact of the war, and when you have a part of the people who are defeated by war, you have accumulated also all kinds of cultural processes and moral processes which are difficult to overcome. It has been also the result of a certain proudness of the northern part of Vietnam to have been really the ones who have been the actors of the reunification. And sometimes, psychologically speaking, the result has not been always the best one. However, the reunification has taken place. It has been very difficult, of course, for Vietnam from the north and the people, the revolutionary people of the south, to transform the economic system and the cultural system, because this was the result of many years of separation and of completely different orientation from the economic point of view, from the cultural point of view. And I just like to finish by one remark, which is going along the line of the last speaker. The importance of culture, the importance of cultural factors, of modernization, etc. Because what happened after now 25 years or more of reunification in Vietnam is that the cultural reunification has been done more and more during the last years according to a cultural superiority of the South on the North. In the sense that the South has imposed, finally, its own vision of development. And that Vietnam, like China, has come to a certain vision of what is development, even of what is socialism in the future, which includes the impossibility of economic growth without accepting the law of the market, and practically, finally, without developing productive forces according to capitalist principles. And that is, of course, a very, very important thing to follow also, and to take into account when we speak about reunification. And in this sense, I think the cultural factor, the way you define development, the way you define culture, the way you define the aims of a society, the way you define what is common good, all this is a very important factor to take into account when we speak about reunification.